Yo, what's up everybody? It's Stewart, and today, just like last week, I'm doing another video about one of the kingdoms in my fantasy world and on the land of Metagore. The one I'm doing today, look at the thingy down there, it tells you. Yeah. And if you're too lazy to do that, Ringwood. Ringwood is a forest kingdom. I don't think I mentioned it in my last video. Brighthelm is more mountainish. Mountainish. I haven't had much sleep, okay? But Ringwood is more of a forest type kingdom with a lot of history and lore behind it. Just as all the other kingdoms, like last week, I'm going to do a blog with some of the major events and the political scale, I guess, in a way, of them and some of the wars and this and that they've been part of. So go check out my blog on next Saturday, this coming up Saturday, yeah, and I will have one for that. Besides that, I also had my illustrator do a character art of one of the characters, which was Gallic, which is the Grand Duke over Ringwood. Yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. There's not as many characters as my last video because that was a bunch, mostly because of Viscounts and of Brian and Kalama's children, even though I didn't really talk about them that much. But there's literally like 4 characters for Ringwood, 5 a little bit, mostly 4. So I'm just gonna get into it. Start out, we have Gallic. He is a tree folk. He appears to be about 72 years old, and he is the only Grand Duke that does not separate or rebel against Cornelius whenever he becomes Lord. The other 4 do. They separate, they go their own ways, they take their land, and they kind of deviate course. Gallic stays loyal. It's just in his nature. He is a very loyal person. He will stay loyal even if it costs him his life, in a sense. He's 10 feet tall, which is, I guess, a little short for some tree folk, or at least in my world of tree folk, even though there's not that many mentioned. So yeah, it's maybe something I'll do later on. But he's very loyal. He lost his wife years before the story started. Her name was Vina. You get a little interaction between him and her tree, which she's a tree folk too. And in my world, when a tree folk dies, they become a tree in a sense. They have a seated core in their chest. It's kind of like their heart, and what keeps them alive. And when they die, that is a seed that actually sprouts a new tree. And he's kind of goes and visits her tree and kind of has a little bit of conversation with her whenever he gets back after the war is declared, before the war actually starts. So you get a little bit of interaction with him and the tree. The tree doesn't do anything, it's just him, but I mean, you get that little bit of dialogue and internal whatever. But you get a little bit of a hint at possibly how she died. It's mentioned, how he wasn't there. He kind of regrets not being there in a sense, and it was like the darkest day of his life when she died and he found out about it. And you learn that she, he misses her. It's kind of another little heart-wrenching type ordeal. And he's trying to have an elixir made that will bring back trees and plants and stuff, with his ultimate goal of it bringing back his wife. It was actually her plan. It was her idea to have this elixir to bring back trees and stuff like that. And after she passed, he continued on making sure her work was getting done, and he wants it to be completed for the sole purpose of bringing her back because he misses her. and such. I might go into at some point how she died. That will kind of be involved with the history a little bit. So check out the blog. I might mention it there. If not, I can kind of tell you what event caused her to die without going into too much detail. And if you read the blog, you'll see that event, so you'll kind of know about the time frame and kind of what the situation was a little bit then. After Gallic, you have Celsa, which is his Duchess. She's an elderly dryad. She's got like whitish gray hair, green eyes. Got patches of like grayish colored bark on her, some vines and leaves and stuff like that that's associated with dryads. She's got a bunch of plants and trees around the forests of Ringwood for her to travel quickly through, which is just one of the perks of being a dryad. You can plant these seeds and kind of fast travel between the plants that sprout from those. And she's just kind of like an elderly granny type character. And then after her you got Kryn, which is the Marquess. Not really much said about him, but he's an elf. He's got dark red hair. I imagine it kind of a little curly. And then you got Manny, who is like a warrior for the Woodite army. He's a warling. He can transform into a duba, which is a canine type creature, like a canine bear. They are like a hybrid of a bear and a hyena. So they kind of got that large upper shoulder with a slouched back, whatever. But I'd say he's also an archer, and he's kind of like a leading commander in the Woodite army below Kryn. Just like Kryn, Manny doesn't really play that much of a role in the story as a whole, but he does play a role in some of the battles and in protecting Ringwood from invasions and such. But yeah, like I said, this video wasn't going to be very long. There's not that many characters from Ringwood. Yeah, it just ended up not having that many. There is another character I didn't mention. His name is Darson. He is the scientist who is developing the elixir. I didn't really mention him. Well, I am now, but he doesn't really play a role at all in the story, except for the mentions of he is the one that's working on the elixir for Gallic. But that's all for this video. My illustrator links down below. He's doing some videos. I don't know if he's got any for Gallic or not, but I know he's got some videos of some of my other characters from start to completion, like a progression type video, as well as whatever. He's got some other videos on there as well, some how-to type writing videos, so it's not just illustrating, but he does have those there. I'm linking them down below. All my links are down below. I have a pre-order giveaway going on. Y'all can go check that out. You can win a signed free copy, a free signed copy of my debut novel, The Battle for Metagore, which is where all these characters are from, of course. You can go check me out, check out all my links, go pre-order it. That link's down below. It's available on Barnes & Noble. Amazon's still being a pain, whatever. Just go check those out. Yeah, that's about all I got. Everybody love everybody.